Hi, I'm Horny Ramen and welcome to my kitchen. Together we're going to look at all things ramen, some things not ramen, and pretty much anything I like to eat. Today we're going to make chashu pork. Let's go for a ride. Now I've used pork shoulder before and it gives you a good result, but the pork belly really gives you that authentic looking rolled up beautiful discs of chashu when you're putting them in the soup, so we're going to make it nice today. This chashu will be made of 1.7 kilos of pork belly. Since I'm already cooking a pork broth, I'm going to cook the chashu in the broth. The chashu will flavor the broth and the broth will flavor the chashu. We're going to start by rolling up the belly, making it nice and tight. Next we'll take a piece of butcher's twine and tie up the end. You can use any overhand knot to start this roll, but I'm going to use a clove hitch. Then to make sure I have enough string, I'll measure out 4 times the entire length of the chashu. Now using alternating half hitches, lash the roll of pork belly nice and tight. We'll tuck that guy into there. Call it good. And just because I don't have a second chashu and I don't want to screw this up, I'm going to do a second ligature to go back the other way to make sure that everything is nice and tucked in. I'm going to go in between each of the loops. Just like whipping a ridge line on a trapeze net, except you get to eat the net after. Yum. It just so happens that while I'm making this chashu, I'm also boiling a tonkotsu broth on the stove. That's what those other pots are. The way I learned how to make chashu was to boil the meat in a tonkotsu broth. So that's what we're going to do. But if you don't have a broth going, don't worry, you can still make a great chashu. Just boil it in hot water for 2 hours and follow with the rest of the steps. It's time to put our chashu in the water. So it all trussed up. It's pretty good. I'm happy with it. We'll put it right in the soup. I'll leave that for 2 hours. So the chashu is all still nice and tightly wound up because we paid attention to it, and the color is changing. What we're looking for is that we want this meat, when you poke it with a skewer and squeeze it, the juice that comes out should be clear and not pink. If it's pink, it's not ready yet. So it's been in the water now for over 2 hours. If you go too long, you'll have pulled pork. You don't want to leave it in there for too long. It's still delicious, but learn by mistakes. So we'll take a skewer and we will poke your pork and see what color comes out. Yeah, we can see the color of the liquid coming out is clear. Now that we're finished boiling the chashu, we'll move it into a hot frying pan. With the stove at medium-high, we'll roll our chashu as it cooks until the outer surface has changed to a crispy golden brown. Remove some of this oil, because that's a lot of oil. So tender, it's unbelievable. I'm happy with that. Back at the ranch over here, we're going to mix some soy sauces for our chashu marinade. It's going to be a 50-50 usakuchi. Oh, look, I got a new usakuchi. Pop that open. So it's 50-50 usakuchi koikuchi. So we'll go about 300 cc's of usakuchi. Pour that in the bowl. And 300 cc's of koikuchi. After simmering our piece of chashu in the soy sauce mixture, we'll be left with something called chatare, or brown sauce. We'll be using this later on to make our shoyu tare for flavoring the soup. So we're going to put the soy sauce in a hot pan. With the stove set to medium, we'll simmer our seared chashu in the soy sauce mixture for the next 20 minutes. Make sure to keep turning the roll so it flavors evenly. Once the chashu is finished simmering, we'll take it out of the pot and tent it in tin foil so the meat can rest for the next 10 or 15 minutes. When it's time to start assembling your bowls of ramen, take out the chashu and cut 1/4-inch slices. Then put those slices on a metal grill and give it a couple licks with a butane torch. Once both sides of the chashu is nice and crispy, take them off the rack and put them directly in the soup. And that's how you make chashu. Well, I hope you liked today's lesson on chashu pork. If you liked the video, click like, and if you want to see more, click subscribe. We'll see you next time.